Instagram, we live.
Yeah. I will be one of the greatest inventors that ever lived.
Yes, I just gotta say this Facebook is gonna kick in. Everybody else is kicking in, but this is
Book.
because this phone is not right. I may have to go from here, which is really it's a low connection.
Probably. Because it's not connected.
Yeah,
It's trying to give you problems.
yeah.
You know your MO.
That means this is gonna fall out soon.
Which one? This one?
Yeah, it's only got 23 battery.
Maybe I should get that other truck.
There you go. Well, it would have to be. Yeah, it's gonna have to be longer. Yeah, we live. Yeah. 3 platform live in it. Wow.
Working out the technicalities. You know.
Yeah, we are got to let me see if we can point this one a little bit better here.
Yeah.
Yes, what's up, Yasharala in the building.
Hey, we got some traction.
We got some traction. What's up? Gary Nevy in the building.
I'm saying as easy as it looks.
Yeah, man. We trying to get real ambitious tonight. So welcome everybody. Welcome. Shalom, everyone. Just letting you guys get in the building. We got y'all saw the post, man. The truth about Halloween. It's gonna go down tonight.
Tonight's the night. For all the ghouls and goblins.
All the ghouls and goblins is going down this evening, right?
Yes.
We got 3 platforms going tonight. We got Instagram, we got YouTube, and we got Facebook. Yes, we are triple. What's the triple Lindy? That was my favorite dive on Back to School. If you ever saw Rodney Dangerfield, the dive, the triple Lindy. So we are trying to pull off a triple Lindy tonight, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, we're gonna try to keep it going as long as possible.
Right.
The devices are low on battery.
We all know how
bear
that
with
goes.
us.
Mm-hmm.
Bear with us.
Yeah, bear with us. So, actually, we're gonna tell you like this: all our Facebook, everybody on Instagram. When all else fails, the platform that will continue tonight is going to be on YouTube. You guys need to go to Black Masking Indians with an Endians.
Yes.
And you will see us going live from there. If you subscribe, then you'll get it.
And if you what was I gonna say? If you just search Hebrew State of Being with no spaces, just type out Hebrew State of Being, no spaces, and you'll see a picture of us. You'll see it. Subscribe to the page, and you'll be able to follow us live.
That's even better. Yeah. We got so many platforms we running. We got a channel, a Black Masking Indians channel. We got a Hebrew State of Being channel. We got a Black Masking .org. We have
community teaching community that's about to come through real hard, y'all. We got a lot of media for you. Been building.
Yeah. So we've been building. So we got So anyway, all else fails tonight. Go to Hebrew State of Being on YouTube. Facebook will be the first one to go out tonight because our battery is low if we don't make it through. Instagram will be next. But Monique is in the building.
Hey,
yay. But definitely the YouTube is going to be the place where we are going to continue our broadcast if any of these platforms fall out of their transmission, whether it be battery or just transmission. So, welcome to the Hebrew State of Being. We are your humble servants and hosts for the night.
Yes.
I am Kyle.
And I am Oba.
And we are so happy to have you guys tuning in tonight. You know, this is our Monday night show, so this is What is a Hebrew? Yes. But all month we've been dealing with demons, ghouls, goblins, spirits, witches, Wiccan, Whoa!
This is the month where they're seeking that power.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
month where they're stirring that pot.
Yes. So tonight, instead of us just telling you, from scripture, we thought we'd give you a video
A
tonight.
little
You know what I'm saying? Little entertainment
entertainment.
video tonight, right? So, for you guys that may not want to watch it through this and you have another platform at home, you can pull up Truth Unedited. Okay, so go to YouTube and you can hit Truth Unedited, and the video is the truth about Halloween.
Yeah, can't miss it.
You can't miss it. The name of that video actually, see, it started before I wanted it to. That is History of Halloween. So you go to YouTube, Truth Unedited, History of Halloween. Yasharala, you probably already saw it already, huh? I know you on your game, on top of your
look
game.
it up. This stuff is good to know. There's an actual history behind this. It's not just two guys here ranting about this and why this is good or bad. It's not about that, y'all. We bring in information.
Yes.
Data.
So
Search this. Go look up why you're doing what you're doing.
So we think Halloween is a harmless, fun holiday, so to speak. That's what society.
Rap videos make jail look like it's fun.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, I was gonna go somewhere far left with the jail thing, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna stay on the point tonight,
But
my
hey,
brother.
you see how extreme Halloween gets, and we know how
Yes.
extreme jail could get. Like, you can't tell me this is okay because the music. Go ahead. Go
No,
ahead.
not at all. No. So tonight, we have been talking about how to actually, through scripture, get rid of demons, how to recognize demons, how to speak to a demon that's inside of someone else. This is no hocus pocus. I hope that you people that are watching have been following along. We don't deal with any hocus pocus, no back room, dark room, closet stuff.
No.
Bam! Booyaka, booyaka!
What?
You know what I'm saying?
Shots.
So everything we're talking about, how to do things and how to speak to, is all written here in scripture, and we back it up. As a matter of fact, to give you a quick run through, last we did on our Shabbat, we did about judgment. So that was Matthew, Romans, Kings, Corinthians, another one from Corinthians. So all of our bases upon on scripture. So tonight, what's our lineup? So we're gonna go into the video right now, but after that, we're gonna come back with Ephesians chapter 5. 6 through 11 verses. Then we're going to go with 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 again, 21 through 22. Then Romans 12 to 9 and 10. 3 John 1:11. Proverbs 8:33-36. If you're not going to make it through the whole show, go to Proverbs chapter 8, 33 through 36.
Yeah, y'all. It's serious.
That's what we want to leave y'all with tonight. If you can't watch the whole show, and I've been noticing on our thing, we'll get people that can stay 20 minutes, 15 minutes. If you want to get the gist of tonight and you can't stay with us for the full hour, Proverbs chapter 8,
33 through 36.
Thank you. And then we're going to probably round it out with 1 Corinthians 10, 20 to 22, and then Revelations 18, 3 and 4, and then 2 Corinthians 6 through 17. Y'all not even going to know we're going through that many scripts. We're going to go through it that fast because y'all smart. I know y'all can handle this. Real quick, right? All right, so Halloween. Our kids want to go. Our families want to participate. The churches, they are making it a trunk or treat.
A fun event.
A fun event to go and do to celebrate death. Now, we have some of our Latin brothers and sisters out there, Hispanic, let's say that, right? That the Night of the Dead or the ceremony
all over the islands and stuff, the different parts of the diaspora, and we celebrate something called Fête Guédé, which is more or less the Day of the Dead.
Yeah,
and you're celebrating the ancestors, the dead, however you want to look at it.
Mm-hmm. Now, the thing is that we really have to understand when we start juxtaposing European concepts of indigenous people's practices. You have to be really clear there because that's where the fine line comes in and the confusion is brought in. But let me speak in answer to Monique. Isn't speaking to demons pretty dangerous? No. Not when your belief is strong, when you don't know who you are, or if you are not sound in your belief, then you should never attempt to speak with a demon, and you should never attempt to challenge a demon. Because if you don't have your belief and you don't know your God and you don't have that relationship with him, then no, it is not a place for a person to dabble.
Not at all.
You'll lose your mind, your life, your family, everything, because they play for keeps.
Yeah, they do.
So we have been teaching how to speak to demons and how to speak and get rid of them more than anything else. This ain't a conversation we have with these partners. This is war. But let's just say, I want to say, I should give our shout outs right quick. Sherry Mack in the building.
Yeah.
Tamara, my sister, in the building. Sharonda in the building. Art by Sharonda. We got Braisha in the building. Anthony Brown in the building. Yes. We got Gary Nevy in the building.
Yeah.
Chris Oates, my brother, in the building. Herman Hubbard, yes. What's up, Herman, my brother? Jermaine Mack in the building. Yes. Yasharala is always in the building.
Yes.
So yes, we cast out demons around here. Ain't no fear around here.
Nah.
That's what we are about. Expelling fear. There is no fear here. The only way you cannot have fear is to have knowledge and your spirit connected to the Most High.
Yes.
See, wisdom, you can have knowledge, you can know about demons, you can know about the practices, but wisdom that's given to you by the Most High through the Ruach HaKodesh gives you the understanding that you have power over those demons.
Yes.
See, that's the difference between knowledge and wisdom.
And we've
but
seen
together,
proof. We've seen proof.
It's
Yahweh showed us that there's
absolutely, absolutely power in it. So let's want to get into that too much, and you're gonna see it tonight because I really want you guys to see this video. So be patient with us as we flip the screens around and get you guys queued up for this video. Yes, for the video. Here we go. Bam and bam. Right and.
In the world today have pagan and occult roots. Ephesians chapter 5, verse 11 says, and have no fellowship with the unfruitful from the neighborhood. But we never have been taught where all these things come from. We tend to just accept it as being harmless fun. But in actuality, the truth is, if we are ever taught the truth about these things, it's a fact that a majority of society will not partake in them. Even those that don't believe in Elohim. There has always been an agenda to blur the lines between good and evil. Also, an agenda to initiate the world into the occult and to accept the things of Lucifer. After you understand more about Halloween, you will clearly see that this agenda is truly in the end stages. Let's begin. Before we get into the history, let's talk about what Elohim says about this subject. At 3 John chapter 1, verse 11, it says, Beloved, do not imitate what is evil, but what is good. He who does good is of Elohim, but he who does evil has not seen Elohim. Romans chapter 12, verse 9 says, Let love be without hypocrisy. Abhor what is evil. Cling to what is good. And lastly, 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 21 and 22 say, Test all things. Hold fast what is good. Abstain from every form of evil. So this probably isn't a newsflash to you, but Elohim hates evil. But maybe what you may not understand is that he wants you to hate evil as well and have no fellowship with it. So what now needs to be proven is why Halloween is evil. Because many people think that if they just don't do the demons and the goblins, but have nice harmless costumes, that they aren't doing anything wrong. Or maybe if they do a trick-or-treat even at their church, then it's all good. Now that you understand through scripture that the Father wants us to abstain from and abhor every form of evil and not imitate it, let me show you what Halloween is.
What's up, Chief Bodine?
I'm LeBron James. I'm not even supposed to be here.
Nobody perfect.
You just look like one of the homies down the street.
You know how YouTube is.
While Halloween masquerades as harmless, childish fun, it's serious business in the occult world. Witchcraft, Wicca, Satanism, and paganism believe on the night of Halloween, devils and spirits are unleashed. They perform their most hideous and potent rituals on the night of Halloween. Halloween glorifies death and worship to Baal or the devil. Now we can go back deep into paganism with Nimrod and Semiramis to find its pagan roots, but much of what is done in Halloween comes from the ancient Druids. Halloween began over 2,000 years ago in the 2nd or 3rd BC among the Celtics and their pagan priests called the Druids.
Them Celtics.
The Druids are thought to be by many history's king of the occult. Witchcraft, Satanism, paganism, and virtually all facets of the occult acquired instruction from the Druids. Halloween can be traced directly back to Samhain, the ancient Celtic harvest festival honoring the Lord of the Dead, also known as the Lord of Darkness, aka Lucifer. Druids were devil worshippers. The Druids recognized summer and winter seasons.
Spoiler alert.
They celebrated 2 special nights of the year, Beltane and Samhain. Beltane took place on May 1st and marked the birth of the summer. Samhain occurred on November 1st. It signified the death of summer. Samhain means summer's end. Just Google Samhain, summer's end, and you will see the date each year. Now, the word doesn't look how it's pronounced. Samhain is a night celebrating death and hell. It was the Druids' most important ritual. It was a terrifying night of human sacrifices, and it was the original Halloween. So Halloween and Samhain are the same thing, but let's keep going.
Same
The Druids'
thing.
New Year started on November 1st, so obviously their New Year's Eve is October 31st. The Druids believed that on this night, all of the people who died in the past year would rise up and search for the passageway to the netherworld. On this night, the passageway or veil between both worlds was its thinnest. Their lord, Samhain, would roam the earth in search of these souls to capture them and take them to the world of darkness. To this day, some people put lights in the windows to help the dead find their way and keep
What's up,
Lord
you
Samhain
one in the
away from
building?
taking them. The World Book Encyclopedia states, the Celts believed that the dead could walk among the living at this time. The living could visit with the dead.
With the dead. Zombies.
This ancient belief was even paired with the ability of some people.
What's most popular
to
now?
communicate with the spirits of
Zombies.
the dead. And at Samhain, this was something to be embraced, even celebrated. They felt they surely could find some way to capitalize or communicate with the spirits, like gathering their whole power, or the spirits giving them knowledge, etc. So this is where Halloween and its customs started, with the Celtics and their pagan devil-worshipping priests, the Druids. So as we move more into history, we go to the beginning of the 7th century, where we see Pope Gregory I. The Roman Catholic Church was moving along with their world domination in the name of God, and they were now seeking a mass conversion of Britain and Ireland, where of course the Celtics are from. In order to assist the conversion, instead of doing away with the native people's customs and beliefs, the Pope adopted them.
The Pope adopted everything, grafted everything in.
They adopted it.
That's why they want to coexist.
Samhain to the Roman Catholic Church was now All Saints' Day. In the 8th century, Pope Gregory III is said to have moved the date of All Saints' Day from May 13th to November 1st, again, the same day as Samhain. He did this when he dedicated a chapel in St. Peter's in honor of All Saints. All
Bruh.
Saints' Day, also called All Hallows' Day, Hallow Mass, or Feast of All Saints,
Same
Catholic
thing.
Church, is a day commemorating all the saints of the church, both known and unknown, who have attained heaven. This is a day of celebration and prayer to the dead saints. This is not biblical in the slightest. In Latin America,
In the
this
slightest.
time is also known as the Day of the Dead, again with people praying to the dead. So October 31st, the night before All Saints' Day, also known as All Hallows' Day, is the time of the most intense activity, both human and supernatural. They believe it allows the souls of the dead to come back to earth and walk among the living on this day. This is the eve of All Hallows' Day. Let me break it down. The day before All Hallows' Day, October 31st, was recognized as All Hallows' Eve. Remember, All Saints' Day is also known as All Hallows' Day. Hallow replacing saints. Hallow as a verb is to honor as holy, but as a noun it means saint. Een is a contraction of eve or evening before. This is where we get Halloween. Hallow plus Een, the eve of All Hallows Day. This is the day where people worship the dead. Halloween is a lot like Christmas. The Roman Catholic Church adopted it to appease their converts and try to place a holy name and cause around a pagan, devil-worshipping tradition.
Coexist,
Now, to see where
right?
Halloween comes from, let's talk about the customs and practices.
What's
that are
up, Carrie?
associated with
Yes, in a building.
Going back to the Druids, because again, this tradition comes from them.
From the
The
Druids,
performed
who believed in the
horrifying
devil.
human sacrifices and other vile rituals during Samhain. Let there be no doubt, Samhain night was a terrifying covenant with death and with hell. The Druids believed during Samhain the mystical veil separating the dead from the living opened. The Druids taught that these Roman spirits loosed on Samhain when searching for a body to possess. Druid priests led the people to diabolical worship ceremonies in which horses, cats, black sheep, oxen, human beings, and other offerings were rounded up, stuffed into wicker cages, and burned to death. This was done to appease Lord Samhain and keep spirits from harming them. Again, Halloween has always been a celebration of death.
Death.
This is also where the origin of
We
bonfires
speak
comes
life.
from. The word bonfire actually comes from bone fire, which was all that was left after the sacrificial ceremonies were ended. To obtain offerings for these bonfires, Druid priests would go from home to home asking for animals and humans. Those who gave were promised prosperity in the coming year, and those who did not were cursed and threatened.
Gotta excuse you two. 1 second. Right about now. Thank you. Sorry about that, guys.
Trick or treating. Some people thought they could exorcise these spirits from their presence, meaning cast them out, or free themselves from any evil sway one of them might bring. It was believed that all of the wandering spirits would get hungry. By setting out food for these spirits, even providing shelter of some kind for them, you could appease them. If the living didn't provide enough food or treats for these spirits, the spirits could easily reciprocate or trick the living in many ways.
Almost sound like
Many
eating cookies
feared
with
the
Santa
terrible
Claus,
things
huh?
which may happen to them if they didn't honor the holiday and the spiritual manifestations throughout.
Yeah.
So they left out food and treats for the spirits. This is where we see the beginning of trick or treat. It's the demons saying to you, "Give me something, or else I will torment you."
Not a whole lot different than Christmas,
Halloween
leaving out
costumes.
milk and cookies.
The very people who went out looking to burn animals and humans to death feared the spirits they thought to be so powerful on this night. They believed they could escape the wrath of evil spirits by wearing ghostly or ghoulish costumes themselves. They thought that by disguising themselves to look like evil spirits, the wandering spirits of the earth might mistake them for one of their own and leave them alone. This is why people dressed up in costumes for Halloween in the past. They were hiding from the spirits and demons which were roaming the earth. Jack-o'-lanterns. The original jack-o'-lantern was not a pumpkin or turnip, but a severed human head.
Whoa.
The Druids reverenced the severed human
Spoiler
head.
alert.
They proudly decorated their houses and temples with bloodied severed heads. The Druids believed the head housed the soul. It is believed that faces, rather than other images or symbols, were originally carved onto the pumpkin because they gave the jack-o'-lantern the look of a head. The Celts of ancient times believed that the head was the most sacred part of the human body, for it housed a person's immortal soul. When people make jack-o'-lanterns, they are representing human severed heads. You see, there are so many customs that have to do with Halloween that are completely evil. But based on these three I mentioned, you should get the point. When you give out candy to the trick-or-treaters, or even allow your kids to be trick-or-treaters, you are participating in Druid practices. When you or your kids dress up in Halloween costumes, you are participating in a satanic festival. When you carve jack-o'-lanterns and pumpkins, you are imitating a severed head.
A severed
Understand,
head.
this is all about spirits and demons. And whether you know it or not, you are participating in customs that have to do with the occult and Satanism. You may not be engaging in witchcraft per se, but you are absolutely contributing to the wicked spiritual energy that exists. And if we go back to the beginning, when I reference the scriptures, Elohim wants us to hate evil and abstain from every form of it. But let me just add a few more points to drive this home. On the Church of Satan website, Satanic High Priestess Blanche Barton praises Halloween by saying, it, Halloween, gives the most mundane people the opportunity to taste wickedness for one night. They have a chance to dance with the devil. I see Satanists all over the world meeting in small groups this night, and Halloweenans 500 years hence, to raise a glass to the infernal host. In her book, Like Lambs to the Slaughter, former occultist Johanna Michelson reveals Halloween is also a prime recruiting season for Satanists. Like I said when I started this, one agenda of the world is to blur the lines between good and evil. Another agenda is to initiate the world into the occult and to accept the things of Lucifer. The majority take part in these things like they are fun activities where people get to dress up and kids get to get candy. But this is all about spirits and demons roaming the earth and the celebration of the dead the next day. And the more places that celebrate it, the more wicked spiritual energy that is being transmitted amongst the world. Halloween openly promotes death, devils, witches, and flagrant appearances of evil. Proverbs chapter 8, verse 36 says, "But he who sins against me wrongs his own soul. All those who hate me love death." Participating in a day that celebrates death and the dead is hypocritical of one that says they love the Father. 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 20 through 22 says, "Rather, that the things which the Gentiles sacrifice, they sacrifice to demons, and not to Elohim.
To demons.
And I do not want you to have fellowship with demons. You cannot drink the cup of the Adon and the cup of demons. You cannot partake of the Adon's table and of the table of demons. Or do we provoke the Adon to jealousy? Are we stronger than he? I know you do not mean to provoke the Father to jealousy. It's just deception that we've been born into. Things we've grown up accepting without knowing what we were doing. But this is why he tells us not to be of this world. Because if we would follow that instruction, it would cut out a majority of the deception that we get ourselves caught up in. In the last scripture I just gave, it says he does not want us to have fellowship with demons. You can't drink the cup of Elohim and the cup of demons. You can't sit at the Father's table and the table of demons. Many people privately ask me questions, and one of them is if it's okay for their kids to participate in the Halloween celebrations at their church, because their church softens up the day and makes it about the Messiah. They don't allow the demon costumes and allow a safe place for the kids to participate without getting in with all the evil. I don't like making bold statements telling people what to do, because everybody's life is different. But let me say this boldly. Not only is it not right for you to allow your child to participate in their event, but you should not be in that church.
Yeah.
You may take that as extremely bold, but let me explain why I said that. Go back through all that information I just went through on the wickedness of this day. Now, your pastor and leaders don't need to know all of that history. What they should know is very simple doctrine that I keep repeating. Not to be of this world. Do not be a friend of this world. I say this scripture often in my videos, but it's always worth repeating. James chapter 4, verse 4 says, "Adulterers and adulteresses. Do you not know that friendship with the world is enmity with Elohim? Whoever therefore wants to be a friend of the world makes himself an enemy of Elohim." You see, if your pastor doesn't hold this understanding, then they can lead you to becoming an enemy of Elohim by allowing you to embrace this world, but just tweak the obvious devilish things. And if they're wrong about something that's so obviously evil, what else could they be leading you astray with? I'm not saying that it's intentional and that they are purposely doing this, but in the end, it doesn't matter. Your church should be protecting you from things like this and not teaching a form of conformity. Just by recognizing this day and participating in it, regardless of the few tweaks you do, you are giving glory to Satan and dishonor to Yahweh. You're trying to sit at the table of the Father and of demons. First, I understand what your church is trying to do, and if it were that simple, life would be much more simpler. But we need to stay away from all of this wickedness completely, acting like the day doesn't exist. And pastors that take the role of being shepherds of the Father's people should know this. And if they don't know this, why are they shepherding the sheep? Beware of churches that are bringing conformity like this. It is not harmless.
No, it's
They
not.
shouldn't be changing the name, the trunk or treat, or hallowed be thy name, or whatever else they want to try to use.
Why do we bend
Just to
so much
replace
for
the name
them?
Halloween. If they know the day is so wicked that they need to change their name, then they know enough that they shouldn't have any involvement with it whatsoever. And if you're a pastor who has unknowingly participated in this, please humble yourself and correct this with your flock. Let me make this clear. I'm not judging you if you have participated in this in the past. It's deception, and we all have fell for different forms of deception in our lives. This is the goal of the devil, to deceive us. So I'm not going against you for your past. I'm trying to assist you with your future and your children's.
Hallelujah.
Be happy that we have been afforded more time and our time has not run out on us. We have time to correct our mistakes and repent from them. This video was made to first inform you of the things that you might not have been aware of in hopes that it leads to repentance and correction. We all are not perfect, but we need to examine our lives and look at the things that we do and partake in. The Bible, the word of Elohim, gives us instruction, and if we place it as the authority and not the ways of this world, we will cut out the amount of deception we fall prey to. The devil preys on our ignorance and lack of knowledge. He preys on the fact that we do not read our Bibles and trust our pastors to steer us in the right direction. Let me end this with clear instruction. Stay away from Halloween. Do not allow your kids to celebrate it. Don't let them dress up in costumes. If it is a problem for them, keep them out of school on that day. Do not do any trick-or-treating. Keep the light off at your home and don't answer the door when people come knocking. No costumes for you adults either, no matter how small. And no Halloween parties, not even if all your friends are going or you have the best costume. Stay out of it. You need to literally act as if this day does not exist and continue to worship and communicate with the Father. If you feel weak about something, pray about it and give it to Him. I feel that this year, 2018, is going to be a massive amount of wicked demonic energy generated. You do not want to be a part of it. By participating, you make yourself fair game to spirits and demons. Satanists and witches convene together and cast many spells on this night. This is not a day of fun, but of extreme witchcraft, and none of it is harmless. After watching this, I think you should definitely understand why. Don't lean on your own understandings and justifications. If you love Elohim, let His word have the last say. Don't play with evil. Okay, thanks again for watching. If this has blessed and informed you, please don't forget to like it and share it. If you know a family and friends that still participate in this, please send and share this video with them. Everyone should at least be informed. What they do with the information is up to them. If you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel. I upload every Friday. Don't forget to follow this ministry on Facebook and Instagram. As always, I want to thank everyone who donates and supports this ministry. You are truly a blessing to me, and your gifts are extremely humbling. Thank you so much for your support. I praise Yahweh for you. Okay, thanks again everyone for watching. I love you all.
All right. That was... Yeah, that was smooth. Y'all see that, huh? That was smooth. Gotta love the way. Got the studio working. So it's about to come down. Yeah. You know, we working. We working. Yeah. There we go. All right. Hey, Doka, I'm glad you're in the building. All right, we're just getting everything set back up, you know. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, we back.
That only took, what, 40 seconds to flip that all around, and I think we good.
Yeah, what y'all think about that?
And get thumbs up. Everything is all right. Y'all can see everything is connection is good. I don't see any thumbs, so I guess maybe we got a one thumb. All right. So, what's up, Trip in the building?
Trip
up. My brother. So, we just saw the video, right? We know that Halloween, since I was a child, it's been the thing, you know, churches or neighborhoods are always trying to make it safe. It's like not even knowing all of the demonic stuff that is connected to Halloween, just thinking about it from a a social aspect. We had when I was a kid, they had anthrax that was being put in the candy for kids. They
People were
had,
pooing on the candy. They were doing all kind of weird stuff where I was from.
really,
Just the fact that that's a thing
right. That's
lets you know
just
that
the
people's not right, and then you bringing your kids to perfect strangers' cribs
you,
to
you
go and pick up something.
and I mean, let's go there. 98% of the candy is made with corn syrup. So let the nutrition. Can you explain corn
Well,
syrup to?
corn syrup genetically modified, right? So the kids are eating genetically modified foods that are pretty much creating free radicals inside of their bodies. Free radicals damage your cells. So now the kids are eating this candy that's damaging their cells. So the enamel doesn't develop, the bone doesn't develop, their teeth doesn't develop, their brains don't properly form with all this candy consumption. And on top of that, it makes them really hyperactive and difficult to be around. Because you're constantly in behavioral mode instead of in relationship
You're right.
mode.
Yeah.
It just creates a whole problem for yourself trying to be cool to the kid. The kid's just following what he's watching on the TV. And why is he watching that on the TV?
But anyway, so we're not going. We're just going to deal with the fact of the social aspect of it, right? You are trying to find a safe way to eat candy that's ultimately tearing down your body, right? You are worrying because there are people that are dressed in costumes that you don't know who they are, what their intentions are, and the night is known to be a night of mischief. Now that's without knowing any history of what we just shown you guys. That is what Halloween is about. Halloween is not about anything to do with the Most High.
Where I'm from, mischief night, you got your paintball gun or your BB gun, and you went out. Some people had bikes, some people had rollerblades, some people had different things. Everybody had walkie-talkies, and
Yeah. So we can let the imagination go for what kind of things
That was
can
just a little-
organize when everybody understands that there's mask everywhere. Right?
that was like 1999.
Right.
I can't even imagine
Imagine this day
what
and age,
people have
right?
come up with now.
But the whole point and what we're about to go through these scriptures is to show that this holiday is just that, a holiday, and it's no different from Christmas. It's no different from Easter. It's no difference in the sense that it was grafted into Roman Catholicism as a recognized holy day that clearly comes from a pagan background or origin, and a demonic pagan origin, as some try to say that pagan doesn't mean demonic. Well, this particular night encapsulates both of those. So there's no getting around the schematics or the terminology.
Oh, pagan is not demonic?
Some people like to try to
These
say
days it's
that.
not?
Some people like to say, and I've heard this many a time because we have these conversations with people, that paganism is just the anti-Christianity or religion. They say paganism is an earth um, uh, religion, so to speak,
They
right?
must be really intelligent.
Right.
They must be really
Well, we do know that
brainiacs.
the Druids are known for being forest people, known for being nature
Yeah.
buffs, bohemian types, so to speak. So we clearly see a difference, that paganism is connected to this earthly believing that the earth is God, and making these potions and rituals which span into Wiccan and span into Satanism, as this also happens to be the holiday of Satanists.
Yeah.
So that's the conundrum and the coinkydink
Listen,
that we're
Satanists
in,
are
right?
pretty clear about this day. They are so happy, and they say that they're just excited that I guess you would say those outside of Satanism get just
A-
a taste, a little taste of Satanism. You get a little flavor
You
of what
know,
they get to experience every single
every
day.
single day, the joy and bliss of being
You're missing
evil.
out. You could be Halloween every day.
But this is the day that you can do it. You can get a little bit of their shine on this night, right?
You could be a part of the family.
And what we do, we get our children and our community involved and think this is a way of bringing together our community. We have to realize that what we celebrate and what we come together means that's us, that we're giving energy to it. Stop believing that just because you participate in something and that you don't believe in it, that you're not adding to it. You're not giving energy to it. You're not receiving energy from it because you don't feel it in that particular moment. You think you cut on and off that feeling of evil to being good whenever you choose to, right? That's what we say. Well, just not the case, man. We have to know what we're doing. We have to take responsibility for our actions because judgment is about that, taking responsibility for the decisions that you've made. And as it's stated in the video, it's a celebration of the dead.
Yes.
It's the Most High is a celebration of life. Do you see the opposite?
Life and light, not
Life and
darkness and death.
And before we go into the scripture, I touched upon before we went into the video that indigenous practices that are translated into European concepts are trying to align with European rituals, right? So many of the what you would call indigenous cultures that would celebrate their ancestors, they're not celebrating the dead like they're trying to resurrect them and walk with them. As the video said, the Druids believed that the dead walked on the earth with them, which is a zombie, right? Which we have all of these movies getting us comfortable with zombie love stories,
Yeah.
vampire love stories, socializing us into the concept of the dead being walking amongst us, being an everyday thing, because vampires are dead. I mean, I don't know if you I know they got them popping with the sport cars and they
the
got the
hairstyle,
fly houses
the
and
outfit,
whatnot.
but they're dead.
They're dead. You know what I'm saying?
But
They're dead.
but they're dead.
Yeah, yes, they're dead. So they romanticize and give us these images of death in a
Beautiful images.
like it's something that we can
You can be that too.
be that
You
too.
can too be dead
Yes.
and beautiful.
So this is all like I love about the movie Slope, and my man says it's a slippery slope from the movie Dope, right? It's a slippery slope, man. All of that rides you going directly into believing in Satan or going directly against the Most High.
Or just not arguing it. Just being like, it's not like impeding on my life. I don't have to drink from that cup of blood. Shoot.
Right. So look, let's get to this Ephesians chapter 5, verse 6 through 11.
Ephesians 5, 6 to 11. Let no man deceive you with vain words, for because of these things cometh the wrath of Yah upon the children of disobedience. Be not ye therefore partakers with them.
Be not partakers with them, as my brother Yawan just said. He can't lie that the vampires was his thing back in the day. It's given to them since they're kids. This is how we indoctrinate our children tonight. I mean, not tonight, but Halloween is the night that we indoctrinate our children into saying it's okay.
And they're looking at the parents like, is it okay?
And the parents are saying, I got my Satan outfit on with my little tights on with her little devil red,
It's okay, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. For ye were sometimes darkness, but now are ye light in the Lord. Walk as children of light.
Walk as children of light. Again, not doing the dark. Being opposite. The Most High saying, do not go into that dark side. Go on, my brother.
For the fruit of the Spirit is in all goodness and righteousness and truth, proving what is acceptable unto the Most High.
Proving what is acceptable. Goodness, righteousness,
Truth.
and truth. What is Halloween? A lie. The video just broke down the etymology of it.
Farce.
The grafting into Roman Catholicism and being wrapped into an All Saints Day of saints we know and don't know. What saints we don't know? I believe there's some saints what saints they don't? I mean, they're the saints that's not in here.
Yeah.
Wait, they're not the saints in here.
The unknown one too. Just kind of slipped that one in there.
Yeah, the unknown one's like, what? Wait, what do y'all call a saint?
Yeah.
What is the definition? What is the Roman Catholic definition of saint? Right?
Y'all gonna have to get it together, y'all. Those folks are doing all kind of stuff in that space.
But they tell it to us right in our faces, though, right? It's just we gotta listen to the words and not just assume that because they're, standing with a cross, that they're about the Most High. And the words that's coming out their mouth is gonna represent that.
Yeah.
Well, my brother, as we go.
And have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness.
What?
But rather reprove them.
Reprove them is what is that what we're doing right now?
Yeah, this is exactly what this is.
This would be reproving.
Yeah.
We are following scripture right now. I don't know what they're doing in the church with the trunk or treat.
I know what they're doing. They're kind of getting you ready. They're like, it's not
Get
so
ready,
bad.
ready.
Here's
Get
a back
ready.
rub. Here's a back
Get
rub.
ready. The back rub. Hey, what my Lawrence say? Water fall dripping all over your body. They getting you ready, you know what I'm saying?
See, I went to a different kind of school growing up, and not many folks look like me at my school. We'll say that, right?
Bro.
And Halloween was a big day, big day.
In Connecticut. I mean,
Woo! I mean, this school had a parade like you can't believe. They walked everywhere, and I was always the one that was in the parade with just my school clothes on because my parents were like, Halloween. Nous pas na Halloween, okay? That means we're not in no Halloween, okay? Ali Munsayo, nous pas na Halloween. Dio, nous no Saint-Esprit. I said, go and tell those people we ain't into no Halloween. We're into the Ruach Kodesh.
The Ruach HaKodesh.
I was like, I don't know how to explain that.
See, we don't get that
'Cause I gotta
as American. Like, that's only gonna get that from a Haitian and the parents of first generation,
Leave my mom
into the
soon
birth.
enough.
Yes.
So
You will
clear
get
that
that,
up
and the
for
mom's
me.
like, whoa, no, we don't do that. You know what I'm saying? We
Let
know
them
exactly
call me
what
if they
that
need
is.
to talk to somebody at home.
But we grew up, we been here for a while, so it's been
There's a lot of pressure though, man.
pushing it. Yeah,
So you
it's
start to
just
school,
the
man,
process.
and you're the only one everybody's like, you ain't got a costume.
Can't get candy
I
right.
got suspended for a little while. I just started off before the Halloween season even come. So I get suspended. Suspend me. I ain't gonna be here anyways participating. Y'all can't laugh at me.
Now we for the Most High. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
it's
saying?
all about the Most High.
So we're gonna go to 1 Thessalonians chapter 5,
Thessalonians
21
chapter
through
5.
22, because it says to reprove. The Most High says clearly to not walk towards darkness, to go to the light. Period. I mean, it's really simple,
Very
right?
straightforward. Walk to
Very
the light.
straightforward. This is not Chinese arithmetic. This is not brain surgery. This
You
is-
deserve it. Why don't you want light? We deserve light. We done dealt with so much darkness.
And as you notice, it's stated, and the theme is gonna come through. This whole grafting in things, right? Grafting in and just all coexisting, and somehow what you believe and what I believe, we just gonna make that work some form of fashion without dealing with the details. What does that work in a marriage? Does that work in a marriage where, hey, we meet the first night at the club, we wake up that morning and get married, and then we figure the rest of the details out from there? Is that a successful recipe?
In Vegas, I hear it happens all the time.
And it does, and they got
Sin
the
City, they
highest
call
rate,
it
right? So, nice, brethren, nice catch.
I'm just working with what I'm giving, bro. Info.
You can get married like that in Sin City.
Speaking of info, this is about that info. These are the final instructions right here.
1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 21 to 22.
Prove all things.
All things.
Hold fast that which is good.
Hold fast which is good.
Abstain from all appearance of evil.
Now, speaking of appearance of evil, I know. I saw the cartoon, the advertisement for the movie Monsters for the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't they make those things look really cute?
They did.
Change the appearance of a monster. The movie was named Monsters.
So the kids are comfortable with the monster. Oh, it's just a monster. Kids like, really? I know monsters. I'll walk into that room.
And then they're possessed.
Gone. We have a different word for monsters in my language. And the kids don't play with monsters.
Right. So the appearance. Most I say don't even go near the appearance of it.
What's good about that?
You know, my brother and I was talking, and just a little bit off the script of this, but bail, right? Bail law, right? And bail law, which is the same as our law system here, there's a thing called discovery, right? In discovery, before a court case, both sides have to disclose their evidence before they go into the courtroom and fight this case. Even though the jury is getting it new, even though everybody else is, and the judge is getting it, well, the judge can look at the we'll look at the disclosure evidence. They all know everything. See, they still convict you though, even when you're innocent. That's the same thing with bail law with the devil. They have to tell you what they are. They'll tell it to you in little innuendo ways.
Yep. They'll put that little thing on the little turkey thing, like, oh, it's just a little pork.
Getting off of pork, going into turkey is a perfect example of this. The honeysuckle has the sausage, the turkey breakfast links. You think you're doing the right thing. You got your turkey. You know you're giving up pork.
Yeah, celebrate.
Until you read the fine print that says it's encased in pork skin.
Got him.
You would say, one would ask the question.
Why would you go so far?
Right. To give me a turkey option, but then wrap it in pork.
And you pay for it. Cha-ching. You ask me who's the most gangsters folks on earth? The ones that'll sell you pork as turkey. And take your money.
Yeah.
And if you fight it, you will lose.
Bail law. It was written on the package. You just didn't see it. Disclaimer. Done. Mm-hmm. So your religion, your faith, your whatever, your whole thing, maybe you're allergic to it. Maybe you die if you eat pork.
Oh no.
Doesn't matter. They wrote it not on the front of the package where they give you turkey link sausage. It's on the back part in the nutrients part at the bottom.
Yes.
Okay? I want you to get this.
Small.
Israel. New Jerusalem. Get this.
They after you.
Baal has to tell you what he's doing. The witch can't enter your home without you inviting it. The evil can't enter your home unless you invite it. Isn't that what the vampires in the movies showed you? Then they tell it to you, it's right there in your face. Start making a connection, Israel. Let's get to that 1 Thessalonians.
We just did it again in Romans.
Oh, that's what I'm saying, Romans. We went to the 22. We finished all the way?
Yep.
Yeah, give me the Romans 12, 9, and 10.
Romans 12, 9 and 10. Let love be without dissimulation. Abhor that which is evil. Cleave to that which is good. Be kindly affection one to another with brotherly love, in honor, preferring one another.
It says, let love be without dissimulation. Dissimulation, meaning not a facsimile of, not a something like,
Amalgamation.
an amalgamation, or coexist.
Melting pot.
Let love be the truth of what it is. Love is the word, the truth. Love is the truth. Let it be no other facsimile of. Abhor evil.
Yes, that means hate.
That means hate it, run from it, flee from it, fight it, reproof it, but don't kick it with it.
Don't hang out.
Don't hang out
well,
with
you
it.
know, we all got a little darkness in us.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean we entertain it.
Let's go to that 3 John 1:11. See, I told y'all we was gonna get through these scripts tonight.
We about to get through them.
We are at our 56-minute mark. We're almost out of here. Oh, in the building, Evelyn, Nichelle, what's up in the building, love? I'm so glad that y'all in the building. You know, we just dealing with this Halloween, man, dealing with the fact that society keeps giving us these images like it's okay to kick it with them. Like, we are wrong for saying, I don't want you to smack me in my face. I doesn't feel good. It's disrespectful. But they don't care. It is a constant barrage. It is a constant attack, Zion. That's why you come home and you feel like, why? Man, today I just can't take it no more. You've been shrugging off because they always nipping at your heels with this evil. They
Been
always
taking it for a
nipping at your
while.
heels with this evil. Let me put it in Easter. Let me put it in this. Let's talk about the world going to war and then we need to coexist. It's
on purpose.
all on purpose to keep you distracted from the Most High. Talking to a brother today. I love this brother. But the brother was allowing his fear to dictate his actions. Even though the brother could see clearly that there was an answer there for them. But rather focus on the date of due. Meaning that they were so concerned about not having it on that date that they could not focus on what was put in front of them to suffice what they need on the day of judgment. When it says give it to the Most High, that's what he means. You give it to him, he's going to show you and put the things in place for you to do so that when the challenge is there, you easily conquer. But if you continue to focus on not being a conqueror, you continue to focus on what you don't have at this moment. You continue to not tap into your resource, which is the Most High. You continue to not tap into the resource put on this earth.
Yes, to guide your words.
To guide your words and your thoughts. And you keep running to man for an answer that they are not capable of giving.
Yes. That should be number one.
Your husband, your mom.
Afterwards, you go straight here afterwards. Once you come to that conclusion, once I come to that conclusion, and it might take a while sometimes, but these days it's way shorter. I'm like, man, so-and-so can't do nothing for me.
Right.
What am I doing right now? And then I go run right back.
Yes. Yes.
Go home. Phone home.
So we're going to keep on. We're going to get this going because...
Third epistle of John 1:11. Beloved, follow not that which is evil, but that which is good. He that doeth good is of the Most High, but he that doeth evil hath not seen the Most High.
Has not seen.
No way.
Has not seen. Because if you're doing evil, then you obviously have not seen the glory of him. 4 Corinthians 10. You have not seen the glory of him. Because I just do not believe that a person that has seen the Most High touch them in their heart or move the mountains that they could not move. If they truly understood that the Most High did it and it wasn't any leaven in their heart where they thought it was them, if they are truly clear that it was not them, you can't possibly turn back.
Okay.
Because you know it's real. You can't possibly turn back when you see how something was done that no one could do. And you are humble enough to know that you didn't do it. That realization, that moment, you and the Most High are touching. You and the Most High are connected. And if you're not brought to tears by his grace and his glory at that moment, if you're not brought to your knees in gratitude, if you're not brought to a place that is outside of yourself, I don't know. I don't have a, but I know that you can't go and look to the devil. You can't.
Yeah.
You won't run to him because the devil runs to him because the devil know he doesn't have the victory. That's why the devil is wreaking havoc right here on the earth because he know this is his time. He's getting buck wild and buck loose, right?
Yeah, it's about to be over.
We're about to go on this Proverbs 8, and I wanted to read this one, 33 through 36. There we go. Here we go. 33, 36. Here, make sure I got the right one. Yeah. Hear instructions and be wise, and refuse it not. Blessed is the man that heareth me. Watching daily at my gates, waiting at the post of my doors. For whoso findeth me findeth life,
Yes.
and shall obtain favor in the Most High. It says, hear instructions and be wise and refuse it not. Blessed is the man that heareth me, watching daily at my gates.
Yes.
The Most High doesn't say that he's going to come and talk to you. He says, blessed is the one that hears me, but yet is at my gates. That means he's at his words, at his truth, trying to find him. Hear instructions. For whoso findeth me findeth life and shall obtain favor in the Most High.
Yes.
But he that sinneth against me wrongeth his own soul, and all they that hate me love death. Clearly the Most High says that if you're about that death thing, if you want to continue to celebrate that, if you're about that life of death, if you want to find solace in death, in the darkness, if you want to be there, then your soul will also rest there.
Yeah. It's been written.
And he's good with it. If you good with it, he good with it.
Yeah.
Everybody's good with it. Just leave us people alone because we trying to get to that light.
Yes. Look, I'm on that ascension plan.
On that ascension plan, yes. I'm on that ascension. Say love. Yes.
I'm all the way up.
Be strong enough to tell your significant other, my child does not need to participate in these festivities. The Most High will bless you in it. I don't care if you lose the battle, reproofing was there. Your efforts is seen by the Most High. Your energy that you put out is going to be received. Because next year it may not be the same. See, your consistency is a thing too. And you don't just have to tell your child that today is the wrong day. You can tell your child, if you're humble enough, after you lost the battle and that they still went to that event, you got 364 days until the next year to get your child mind right.
That's true. Very, very true.
Soldiers for the Most High is a soldier every day.
Every day the saga continues.
We lose a battle, but we don't lose the war because we got the victory. Zion, Israel.
Yes. Yes, we got the
You got no fear. You can have that one, okay? You got my people to go that little thing. It's all good. But every time I see mine, I'm going to teach mine. Every time I see mine, I'm going to teach mine. You know. So let's get to that 1 Corinthians 10, verse 20 through 22.
But I say that the things which the Gentiles sacrifice, they sacrifice to devils, and not to the Most High.
Not to the Most High.
And I would not that ye should have fellowship with devils.
The Most High don't want you to fellowship with the devils. Yahweh came and kicked it in all of the hood. He was amongst evil. He wasn't in evil.
He was reproofing it.
At every step, at every word. Go on, my brother.
Ye cannot drink the cup of the Most High and the cup of devils. Ye cannot be partakers of the Most High's table and the table of devils.
So hold up. You dress like a devil on Wednesday night, and Sunday you go into church with the Roman Catholics. Oh, but don't even worry about that, because the Roman Catholics, y'all go on the same thing. Oh! Remember, they got All Saints Day. Oh!
Screech.
So you can actually be doing the same thing on Wednesday. So you can call your Wednesday night Bible study.
Wowzers.
So when you go out and you dress up on Wednesday night, be real about it. Girt your loins. Just say, I'm going to Bible study. Because when I go Sunday to the Roman Catholics who ordained this day, they're going to tell me about some saints that I don't know about, but I'm still supposed to praise them.
Message.
Ain't no fear here, man. Wednesday night, tune in. The show is called Demon Hunting. That's what we do on How's Eve. We hunt demons.
All night long.
All night long. Yeah.
All night long.
All night. Yeah. All night.
All night long.
All night.
All night. Hey.
All night long. Holler back on Wednesday. Real talk. So let's get back to tonight, right? So we're going to Revelation. Did we finish 22?
That's the last one right here.
Let's go, my brother. Sorry.
22 is, do we provoke the Most High to jealousy? Are we stronger than he?
Would you provoke the Most High to jealousy?
We've been given everything.
He giving you everything, grace, mercy. But you won't go play these games, right? You won't go play these games with him. And you want to see how you going to feel about it?
That's like you having a child and you told the child not to go and do